And let me ask you, I loved the scene in La La Land when you have the audition that was just you're being so vulnerable and emotional, and you get interrupted, and then you don't get the part. Did you have what was your worst audition that you ever had, or just a moment where you're like, I give up, or was there ever a moment where you're just like, this is so hard?
It's in thinking about that question, because it does bring up all of those questions of bad auditions that you have as an actor, which is it happens all the time. I think actors are some of the most resilient bunch on the planet, because it's very rare that you're getting rejected every single day and you keep going.
Exactly.
It's like a bunch of first dates. Like eventually you'd be like, I'm just gonna be single forever.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think actually the worst time periods for me were not like a bad audition and getting rejected. It's when you feel really ignored.
Interesting.
When you just stop getting called in for, or I don't know if did you go through a period like this? Because you went to NYU.
I went to NYU drama school.
And then did you move to LA right after NYU?
I did. I stayed there for about maybe a year, and I did like under fives on soap operas, but I knew I really wanted to be on television. So my friend and I came out and we decided we're gonna do like a stage show, and we just came out after college.
Did you do pilot season?
I never did pilot season.
You did your own stage show?
I did my own stage show. I was never pilot season.
So cool.
Oh, that's so
literally that's the conclusion that my character comes to in the movie. It's like, oh, I'll do my own show and put myself out there. But I feel like it's so rare to take the bull by the horns and put yourself out there in that way.
That's what I did, because I felt like they're not really getting it like in the auditions. Like, it's funny when you say pilot season. I wasn't ready for that at all. I had like curly hair and cheap dresses. I wore too much makeup, and they were like, they didn't, like, my look was not together.
So would you get responses like that? Would they say that to you?
I had an agent who dropped me, and she was like it was like a showbiz agent. She was like, I have two things, I have a bit of advice for you. Don't wear so much makeup and get into therapy. And I was like, okay. So I did both.
Okay,
but,
good.
Yeah, I did. And I'm still friends with her. She's actually lovely, and she's a producer now, but she dumped me, and I really struggled. So I really related to your character in La La Land. But so yeah, I eventually did my own show, because I thought they're not really getting what I do, and this isn't really happening.
Did you feel solidly like, I know where I'm supposed to be, I know who I am, I know my path?
No, I think it kind of took a while to figure out. But when I was at NYU, I did a stage show. I had to work full time when I was going to NYU drama school, so I worked at a fitness club called Park Avenue Squash and Fitness. Park Avenue Squash and Fitness says, Molly, how can I help you? I was a salesperson. But then I felt like, God, I was on financial aid, and my dad is paying all this money for me to go to school. I was like, I should take advantage of the plays, but I was working like 30 hours a week, 35 hours a week. So the last year I did a comedy review show with Adam Sandler and Madeline Nolan, David Weinstein, and it was like where we make fun of the teachers. It was in the Black Box Theater at like 10 o'clock at night, and it was like the comedy show. And I created Mary Catherine Gallagher in an exercise for rehearsals for that show. We just had to do an exercise where she was like, the people running the show were really intelligent comedy people. They were just great people. I'm still close to Madeline Olnick, the show was her idea. So we walk through the door, you just walk through the door and make up a character, don't think about it. So I walked through the door and was like, hi, I'm Mary Catherine Gallagher. And then you just improvise. And then they ended up developing the whole comedy show around that character because they liked it.
Yeah.
And she was like a girl who wore red. Oh, thanks. She was like a girl who wore red, and they ended up making her a murderer. And it was like just this comedy review show, and it became so popular on campus.
Oh my God.
That people were like, came up to tell me, I consider myself a very serious dramatic actress all at NYU, but then when I did that show, people were like, you should be on Saturday Night Live. And I was like, really? I never thought of myself like a comedian. But I will say that it came very naturally. Like, I love sense memory and acting class, and I love all that stuff. But I was like, this is fantastic, because you could just be so spontaneous. And
totally.
So after I did that, I was like, I'm good at that. This does make sense. But it wasn't, I came to that just through taking classes and stuff like that. So then I did head to Los Angeles thinking, I should do more of this and develop a show and do characters in a show. So my friend Jean Pack and I came to LA and decided we would do a stage show and just focus on comedy. Because with the auditions, I couldn't really get arrested. They couldn't quite figure me out. But then I felt like at least my stage show, I'll kind of show them what I do. So I won't just have to depend on the auditions and get so disappointed by all the rejection in auditions.
Totally.
I thought I have my show too, so I have a little bit of both. And eventually it was my show, my stage show, where I did characters like Sally O'Malley, Mary Catherine Gallagher. I created all these characters in that 55-minute stage show that we would do off and on for years, and that's the thing that got me the audition for Saturday Night Live.
That's amazing.
And then I pulled and used those characters, yes, but it took years.
Yeah, thank God social media wasn't popping back in the days when we had to audition. When was your last audition?
My last audition was
Yesterday, huh? You can tell me.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
I'm auditioning right now. I'm going to be an Empire next season is what
Yes,
I'm hoping
please.
for.